It's now time for Ermanni and Edwards with Maz, live on the Woodward Sports Network. Every day, 2 to 4 p.m. Starring Ryan Ermanni, Michigan great and former NFL baller Braylon Edwards, and of course, Tom Mazawey. Let's talk some sports.
And here we go, Wednesday, December 14, 2022. Ermanni and Edwards, Woodward Sports Network, woodwardsports.com.
The network.
If you're watching live on fox2detroit.com, the Fox 2 app, we certainly appreciate it. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, good afternoon to you.
Ryan Ermanni, Maz, how you guys doing? Sometimes, Ryan, you got to treat yourself, man. Last week before I was going to California, Mom said, before I was going to Indianapolis, Mom said your nails are dirty. I was like,
oh, man,
it's not a good look, man. You got to go. So I went and got a manicure. Felt much better, felt smooth. Today, you know what? Had plenty of time after the doctor appointment. Said I'll treat myself to lunch. Took myself to lunch. Had some lamb chops. I had some asparagus on top of a Caesar salad. So treated myself. I found out that I'm in a very expensive date. I no longer want to take myself out to eat ever again. And the last thing I will say, I also forgot that Michigan was back-to-back champs. So I had to remind the people because, it seems like people are forgetting with this long wait.
My goodness, look at that sweatshirt. I just noticed it right now. Speaking of dates, Braylon here has lamb chops. I had the muffalata sandwich from Roast today, Birmingham Roast. Tom Mazawey, good afternoon to you.
I had sliders from Hunter House.
So we covered all of Birmingham, right? We covered all of downtown Birmingham today. How you doing today, Maz? Feeling good?
I am. I'm great, man. I'm starting to get in the holiday spirit. I'm usually in the holiday spirit really quick. It's taken me a while to get going. I really haven't even dug into the Christmas music yet, but I'm starting to get onto it a little bit at a time here. So, when the kids are grown and everything, it's just a different feeling. But it's still a phenomenal time, and my girls are taking their finals this week, and they'll be home soon.
It's such an important time of year, and it is. I have a 7-year-old and a 5-year-old, so it's
That's the best.
Yeah, it's a different feel. It's very exciting. It is also an exciting time because it's a season of giving. And we just had a gentleman and his family walk in here, 2 little girls. They came up from Florida. Jonathan came up from Florida, came up from Florida. He's going to be spending the holiday with some family here. Brought off some toys here for the Stuff of Studio.
Brought a sled.
Yeah. It's just that time of year. So not only are you home for the holidays, you're bringing toys and teaching your kids about giving and the importance of giving this holiday season. He came up, just wanted to recognize David and his beautiful family. That was pretty awesome.
That's great. Last year we had such a good time with Stuff for Studio, and obviously we take all the gifts up to Moss Children's Hospital. Thank you to Guardian Alarms for that. Jason, stay out. But it just was such a fun time, even going to Myers, doing the shopping ourselves, bringing our gifts in, and everybody that came, they showed the love. They brought the gifts in. They know where the gifts are going. To make sure those kids have an amazing holiday is what it's all about. And I love the holiday spirit.
Hey, we get to all go shopping here at Woodward Sports. I think this Saturday morning we get to go over to Meyer and do our damage, and it is so much fun. First of all, I go right to where the footballs, basketballs, wiffle balls. I load up a cart with that stuff, and then I head over to the Barbies. I'm still a Barbie dad. I get the Barbies, the Kens.
You look more of a Ken guy for me.
No, I like Barbie. Barbie was my kind of girl. Skipper.
Barbie girl
her
in
cousin.
the Barbie world, right?
Don't forget Skipper. So those are my 2 favorite aisles.
That's awesome, Baz. It is an exciting part of the day, or part of the deal, part of the season, for sure. Braylon, we got a big show for you today, including your former roommate at the University of Michigan, David Underwood.
He will always be my roommate. Always be my roommate. Yeah, I can't wait to talk to him, man. It's gonna be
I want some dope from him. That's what I want. I want the scoop.
Oh, I'm about to say, he's in Houston. That's where a lot of dope comes from. You got to be careful.
I know. I want the scoop. That's what I want.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what he has to say, obviously. Now
Robbie Ermanni in the house.
Robbie Ermanni, yeah. Say hi. How you doing, Robbie? Good. Nephew in the house.
How you guys doing?
Robbie, go to the kitchen, grab some chairs over there. There you go.
There you go. Now keep it down, guys.
Keep it quiet,
Keep it quiet over
Keep it
there.
quiet.
No, I'm just joking. But it's going to be good to talk to him. He's obviously assistant strength and conditioning coach down at TCU. So I want to get the scoop, like you said, man. Find out what they're thinking about the game and what has he told them, being that he's played in a couple big bowl games himself. Be good to talk to him.
And we got to get some stories too, Bray. I mean, we got to get some stories out. Are you scared at all to hear any story that he has to share about Braylon Edwards' college days?
Ever since the invention of Google, I fear nothing.
Hey,
I fear nothing.
I went back and looked at some of his stuff. I mean, the kid could play, and he got hurt. And who takes his place? None other than Mike Hart.
There you go.
I mean, talk about Wally Pipp.
Yeah.
Wally Pipp. You know, everyone knows the story. Wally Pipp was the Yankees' first baseman. I have a headache, coach. All right, take an aspirin, have a seat. We'll get you in tomorrow. A guy named Lou Gehrig took his spot. See ya. Sorry, Wally.
Yeah, 100%. We never heard from Wally Pipp again.
Obviously, today we're going to talk some Lions football. Lots of excitement surrounding that. But I do want to start, Bray, with the University of Michigan. We have not mentioned on this show Michigan playoffs, anything like that.
They're still playing?
Anything to do with the game.
They're still playing?
Yes. We have not mentioned this playoff game since the Wednesday after the college football playoff final. Actually, it was Monday, Tuesday we talked about it.
Because they beat Purdue.
Exactly. Yeah. It's been over a week. We have not talked about it at all. And I think part of that is because there's no excitement right now. It is such a dead period when it comes to college football. I cannot wait for the playoff to come, the expanded playoff, because you're going to have games. You're going to be ramping up for this thing for a long time. If you think about this, look, maybe I'm wrong to have done this, but I considered the Purdue game an automatic win. That's just how I felt about it.
But we're supposed to.
Exactly. So
if we can't consider that an automatic win, then Michigan isn't what we think they are.
Exactly. So my juices, even that week, were very, very low.
Yeah, you were.
I mentioned I watched that game almost nearly bordering on emotionally dead.
Yeah, I had to call you to wake you up.
Yeah, seriously, because I just thought it was a foregone conclusion. Now,
little did we know that was Purdue's coach's last game.
Exactly, sent him into not retirement, but Louisville.
He goes to Louisville. They signed themselves Illinois' assistant coach now as their head coach.
The point I'm trying to make is when Michigan plays TCU, it will have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks since they last played Ohio State. That's an awful long time, man. That's an awful long layoff. And even the 4-week layoff is an awful long layoff. So I know Alabama and Clemson are used to doing this stuff, and now Michigan is a little bit too. But my goodness, I think it's pretty important to figure out what you do with this month, what you do with this layoff.
I think the issue, Ryan Ermanni, is it's always been like this, but I don't think you've experienced it since 1997. And I think ever since then, Michigan hasn't had the same on the line January 1st as what you're waiting for this year, as what you were waiting for last year. When I was in school, you play Ohio State, you beat Ohio State, you win the Big Ten, you go to the Rose Bowl. Mm-hmm. You know how much time? There was no Big Ten championship game, so there was November, Thanksgiving, all the way to January 1st. Mm-hmm. So 6 weeks is what we had. That's the same as it's always been. The only thing is now there's playoff. There's national championship implications. You're ready to keep this party going. You want your team to be holding up the Sears Trophy, if you will, at the end of it all. That's why the impatient, that's why it's coming on now. Being impatient, getting ready, getting excited, dang, we can't even talk about it because it's so long away. That's what it is now. It's because now they're fighting for something different. It's not just a Rose Bowl win or a chance to finish 6th in the Rose Bowl, if you will. It's a chance to be national champs. That's the difference right now.
I'm just
because it's always been this long.
I know. I just don't know how to feel about it because I'm like, okay, when you play TCU, it's going to feel like the first game of a new season almost. Look, as a Michigan fan, we're not used to this, right?
That's why I'm trying to calm you down.
Listen to me.
I'm trying to calm you down.
College football could have owned the last 3 weeks.
Unbelievably.
It's dead. The NFL games are Sunday. Now they're starting on Saturday. But the last 2 weeks, you could have had Saturday all to yourself. You could have. Why are we waiting so long to play these games and then you play it on New Year's Eve, which is awful? Why you got to wait so long? Play the damn games within 2 weeks of the final game.
And that's why I am looking so forward to this 12-team playoff because you're going to have games right after championships, after conference championship Saturday, you're going to have playoff games at the home stadiums in December of that 5 through 12 game. You know, the top 4 teams will get a bye, and then 5, 6, 7, and 8 will host a playoff game at their home venue. At least there is some excitement surrounding that. I mean, we talked about Jackson Smith and Jigba, right? I mean, you know, foregoing this playoff for the NFL. And, you know, is that going to become a trend now? Because college football, these bowl games don't matter. I am so glad this team, and I don't know if you've changed your mind about that.
In terms of what?
About the 12, going to the 12-team playoff as opposed to sticking to the 4. But, you know, the more I think about this, the more excited I am about it. A, because you're not going to have that 5-week layoff. B, maybe, just maybe, you'll have better games because more people will play in those games. More of these players will actually play and not forego a meaningless bowl game or something like that. Hell, we're seeing guys forego playoff games.
This is true, but I still think, you know, the way it's going, I think you're still going to get guys foregoing those guys that are in that 11th, that 12th, that 10th, that 9th seed. Guys don't really believe that their team can win the national championship, or they don't believe that they can beat whoever's going to be number 1, Michigan, for the next couple of years. I don't believe that those guys are going to think it is worth it to play in those lower seeded games. When you look at the 8 through 12, there's like, I mean, we made it, but did we really make it? Or are we just kind of part of the preview show or the pregame show? So thinking about it that way, I think you'll still get the Jackson Smith and Jigbas. I think you'll still get the Nick Bolsas. The guys are like, I get it, it's for a national championship, but the bottom line was always go to the NFL. The bottom line was always get paid. I mean, look at all the work. Paid now, though. Look at all the work. This is true, but that money runs out. You know, you're talking about generational wealth. You got to go to the NFL for that. You're not getting any of that in college. And you look at Jamison Williams. I mean, look at all the people that were nervous, scared, and like, ooh, and hesitant, and what he had to go through. A lot of guys are going to be looking at the Jamison Williams situation like, do I feel like necessarily going through that? Because it's a tough process to come into the league injured. That's why you got to have so much respect for Jamison Williams, what he was able to do mentally to go from this last January to now playing and catching his first touchdown.
What do you think Michigan's going to do different this time, Bray, than they did last time? Because, again, we always talk about, look, I think if Michigan, and I've said it a million times, I'll say it again, if Michigan played Georgia the week after they played Iowa last year, I think that's a different game than it was. I think they were just so happy to be there. I don't know if they knew what to do with their month off. I think this year that layoff actually benefits them. It benefits guys like Donovan Edwards to get that hand healthy. It benefits a couple other guys who are nicked up to get healthy. I feel like the approach this year, having done it a second time around, and look, anytime you do something the second time around as opposed to the first time around, you're probably better at it. You get another crack at it. I do think this layoff will benefit them, but what do you think?
Not the Bills.
Yeah, not the Bills. But what do you think they do differently this time as opposed to last time?
I don't know if they do very much differently, Ryan. I think a lot of the worrying about where they were in rhythm last year versus where they were when they played Georgia, I think that's a lot of fans. Like, I think that's a lot of you guys. I think Michigan is going to be fine. I remember playing on these teams, and I remember Lloyd Carr, like, getting us ready. We were ready to play USC. We were ready to play Texas in terms of just where we were, in terms of it didn't break our rhythm or anything like that. You just got to be ready to win those games. I think the difference will be this year, and I was actually going to save this until they beat TCU. Well, what the hell? We're here now. We're in the dungeon. They weren't ready to win last year. And it goes to what you said about being excited. They weren't ready to match Georgia. They weren't ready to match that physicality. They weren't ready to match those NFL players that those guys had on those teams. You got to be ready to win a game like that. They weren't ready to win. They were ready to be there. They were ready to beat Ohio State. They were ready to win the Big Ten championship. But they weren't ready to beat Georgia. Think of all that Georgia went through to be ready to win a national championship. They went to getting there and barely beating Oklahoma and then losing to Alabama and then losing a couple other times before they finally were ready last year to run through the gamut. And even last year they got help. I think this year it's not just about them changing something from November or December till December 30th. It's about them knowing how to win, knowing the moment, feeling the moment, and not the moment being too big for them. Michigan's ready to win now.
Are you excited for this game? When do you turn it up? When do you ramp up your excitement for the Michigan playoff game against TCU? WoodwardSports.com chat. Would love to read some of your comments as they come in. Also, Lions and Jets is the biggest game the Lions have played since the last one they played. And every game after that will be bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. You'll hear
a true playoff game.
Yeah, right. You'll hear from Dan Campbell coming up as well. Lots to get to on a Wednesday. WoodwardSports.com, Fox2Detroit.com, and the Fox 2 app. We will continue next, but first, a message from Moneyball.
MoneyballSportswear.com. I didn't wear any today. I had to wear that Michigan stuff, but guess what? Moneyball feels better than this does. MoneyballSportswear.com is where you want to go to get it. Desmond Ferguson does a great job of providing the quality material for your athletic apparel. And also, if you guys want AAU teams, middle school teams, and high school teams to get branded, to get you clothed, come on down to Moneyball to get you right. MoneyballSportswear.com.
It's back. Year 3 of Woodward Sports Stuff a Studio is here. The past 2 years, we've collected new unwrapped toys and stuffed our studio so we could hardly fit in it. This year, we're doing it even bigger. Join Woodward Sports and our whole family December 19th to the 23rd as we stuff our studio. While you're out shopping or just sitting on your couch ordering presents, make sure you grab one extra and drop it off at our studio, 15 Mile in Woodward in Birmingham. We'll be collecting toys around the clock to make sure every child in Mott's Children's Hospital feels the warmth of the holiday season. It's the time of year to do for others. Help us stuff our studio. Special thanks to all the wonderful elves at Meyer and Guardian Alarm for keeping the toys safe. Stuff a Studio 2022 with Woodward Sports.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
What's a winter wonderland if you can't shop, eat, and play? Lucky for you, you can do it all at the Downtown Detroit Market, Cadillac Lodge, and the new winter version of the Monroe Street Midway, all located just across the street from Campus Martius Park. Find the fun at deckedoutdetroit.com.
Get a shot up. This is for the win. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
With the holiday season here, Swiss Insurance wants to remind you that those gifts of jewelry or collectibles, in the last 2 weeks, Swiss has saved over 26% on their insurance premiums, which means they're increasing your coverage and they're freeing up money for the given season. You want to give more money or be able to give more money, go with Swiss Insurance Group. See my man Mark.
Talking a little Michigan football because I got to tell you, I almost forget that the season is still continuing.
You're jonesing.
I am jonesing for something. Thank God the Lions have kind of helped fill this gap, right? We're not even sure.
But here's my thing, though. Like, isn't it always like this, though? Hasn't it always been Michigan plays Thanksgiving, they beat Ohio State, but back in the day, and then they got to a point where they couldn't beat Ohio State, but then you're just waiting till January 1st? Like, how long has that been the case?
Yeah, no, but
here,
that's to play a
80s,
championship
70s,
game. But we're in
90s,
a championship
2000s.
game. We're in the Final Four now, Brett.
Here's the difference. And I think, a unicorn when it comes to this.
Right.
I never cared about what Michigan did in the bowl game. I never cared about the bowl record because it was always a meaningless game to me.
Oh, wow. Excuse me.
Outside of the Rose Bowl, I love the Rose Bowl. But if you weren't in the Rose Bowl and Michigan hadn't been in the Rose Bowl since 04.
07.
Were they in the Rose Bowl in 07?
They went to the halftime tied with USC. And they came out and got blown out 42-3.
Either way, yeah, that goes to show you.
That was the 1-2 Ohio State.
Yeah, okay.
Did you ever go to a bowl game for Michigan?
No.
Did you ever travel? And
no.
Go?
This guy.
Maybe that would have been a different. Maybe it would have made a difference.
But again, I always felt like the bowl game was just an exhibition. Outside of,
you still want to win.
Well, sure, you want to win, but I'm not losing sleep over a Michigan Bowl loss like I used to if they, lost a game in September or lost to Michigan State or Ohio State or somebody like that. I never treated a bowl loss like that.
I know, but you got friends that are rooting for MSU and stuff that'll bust your balls because you lost a bowl game. I want to win.
I mean, as a Michigan fan, people have been busting my balls about Michigan's bowl record since I've been alive. Since Bo. So it never really affected me, and I never felt. And this is one of maybe again, I'm perhaps a total unicorn here. I'm a weird guy. I don't care about individual awards. I don't care about bowl games. But I'm like the player now that doesn't care about playing in a bowl game. But it's different now because of this playoff, right? I mean, the championship is on the line. It's not an exhibition anymore, although I just don't believe you are capable of playing your best football game a month after you played your last game. I don't think so. And I don't think Alabama does. I don't think Georgia does. I don't think anybody does. It takes a half. So I'm looking forward to this 12-team situation.
I disagree with you last year, and I disagree with you again. You look what Alabama has done since the playoffs started. Alabama has won how many? They won 3 national championships since the playoffs started. So obviously they know how to play in the playoffs, and they've been in 6 of those games. Clemson has won 2 national championships since the playoff or the inception of the playoff, finishing their last game right around that December 1st, December 2nd period. So, I mean, teams know how to do it. They know how to plan for it. They know how to play for it. Now, to your question, what do you do different? I already answered that because there are some things you can do different. When I went out there to my first Rose Bowl, Lloyd Carr worked us into the ground. And I think this is something that I said last year. We were so tired, Maz. By the time the game started, we were practicing full pads. We were still going 25 periods. You do 22 periods during the season.
Yeah.
24, we were doing 25 periods. We were doing 2-a-days. We were still lifting. They still had gyms and areas set up for us to work out in Southern California at USC for a while. Then we were over at
you think that was
UCLA.
a mistake? You think that was a mistake?
Yeah, it was. Because when we came out there the second year in 2004, when we played Texas, Lloyd didn't work us as hard. Lloyd kind of saw it because we actually worked hard my freshman year. And then he didn't work as hard my sophomore year, and we won. And then my junior year, because it was a different bowl, freshman year was Citrus Bowl, then second year was Outback Bowl. So he was a lot better in the Outback Bowl my second year around. But now my junior year, since it was the Rose Bowl, he went back to working us like dogs. And then in my fourth year, since it was Rose Bowl, but because the year before that, he took it easy on us. We were much lighter. We're in shape. Like, Coach, we've been going since January. We're in shape. We're ready. Our mind is right. We've just won the Big Ten. Like, we know what to expect. And we came out here last year. So he changed the way he treated us like men, if you will, in that sense. And we were a lot fresher, a lot better. We played Texas a lot tougher and should have won that game. They won almost in the last second field goal, but I felt different in that game. I think that's what Harbaugh can do because I've played for Harbaugh, and Harbaugh, he works you. I'll just say it like that. He gets the best and the most out of you. So I think last year with that, he could have done something like that. This year he'll ease up a little bit, if you will, get the guys ready so that the legs, the muscles, the joints, everything is locked and loaded and ready to roll.
By the way, side note on Michigan, Eric All made it official today. He is going to Iowa. He'll join Cade McNamara as a Hawkeye, right?
Yeah, one of the worst kept secrets probably in transfer portal history. I was thinking about that transfer portal.
K9.
That transfer portal is really something else. I just thinking about Quinn Ewers, right? I mean, he made $1 million at Ohio State. Then I think he got another $1 million to go to Texas.
Did you see the numbers since? And it's not directly related to Deion Sanders, but just they announced it since Deion Sanders left. 1,000 kids have entered the college transfer portal. 1,000 kids.
I wonder how many are going to go to Colorado.
Nah, you only have 22 spots, and you have 83 or 88 scholarships, if I'm correct. So
is that
40?
At least
40.
I hate to talk out of
Lincoln Riley had 22 last year.
I hate to talk out of both sides of my mouth regarding this. I know we're going down a different path now, but we can go down this path.
It's the show, baby.
Yeah, right. I'm glad that these kids can go and change schools
but
if
not
they
every
want.
Year.
But I also hate it. There's a kid playing quarterback. I forget his name. He's going to his 4th school.
Yeah.
From West Virginia and then USC.
Keaton Slovis?
Keaton
Slovis.
He's going to be playing quarterback for his 4th school.
Yeah.
Next season.
He's looking for magic. He's looking for that magic coach that can maybe get him to get a first-round pick out of him.
I feel like you should get one mulligan, but then that's it.
This is what I would say to it. I say I'm on both sides. I'm on that side and the other side. Once you know what you talk about every once in a while, Ryan Ermanni, you say it's not about who you are or where you go. It's about the fit. It's about being in the right fit. Sometimes it takes you a couple tries to get to the right fit. So if it takes 4 tries to get to the right fit, all right, then so be it, because you're looking for the right fit. But also, Ryan Ermanni, on the other side, there has to be a level of, you need to stay somewhere and figure it out, because life is not always about just being able to get up and leave. Life isn't about, you can't adapt. Like, you got to be able to adapt in life. So that's why I say I'm on both sides.
It's like
I can see something like maybe give
job.
them 2. And maybe give them 2 cracks at it. Look, we'll give you 2. If you can't get it in 2 cracks, look, you're going to have to figure it out. That's a part of us kind of helping you, molding you, and getting you ready for the real world. Because you can't just leave Little Caesars and go to Hungry Howard's and then go to Jet's Pizza and then go to Papa Romano's. I mean, you probably could, but you get what I'm saying.
But you shouldn't be able to do it in college.
You get what I'm saying, yeah.
Absolutely.
And
that was a horrible analogy,
I guess that second one would
No, it wasn't.
I guess that second one, though, would be some sort of graduate program or some graduate move. Because if you're talking about you get 4 years to play college football, and you get to leave twice. So that's essentially 3 teams you get to play for in 4 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you pick a school, then you leave once, then you leave twice. That's 3 schools in 4 years. 4 years of eligibility. I just don't think that teaches anything. And who am I to say? There's just something I don't like about a life lesson, and I think you just nailed it, Bray.
Yeah.
What are you learning? That when it gets tough, you're just able to up and leave?
Facts.
I think they're part of the reason why we're in this crazy society these days.
Right.
I know business owners.
When the going gets tough.
Right.
Keep going.
I know a business owner that he told a guy. The guy shows up 5 minutes late for a shift. It's a restaurant place. Yeah. Shows up 5 minutes late for his shift, and he's like, "Hey, next day, just try to make it on time." Guy threw his apron down and left. They can't take anything.
Well, he was looking for a reason to leave.
There's no,
Yeah.
but again, everybody's always looking for a reason to leave. If you can't stay somewhere, coach yells at you, "Oh, I'm out of here." You know what I mean? And I don't want to make it so simplistic, but that's how it feels today. And
I'm with you, man. I'm totally with you, especially with all this money going around. But then again, you've got schools. They're all working like companies, right? And hey, I heard Braylon don't like it over there at Michigan. Let's see if we can get him over here. Yeah, but he's on his second school already. So I think we can get the most out of this guy. So there's that aspect, too. These kids are being wooed as well.
And that's why I said, Maz, excuse me, and that's why I said I'm on both sides. Because I'm also on that side. Yeah. I'm on the side where I've seen guys that the coach doesn't like them. And it is as simple as that. The coach doesn't like them, and so they can't have success.
And the word gets out.
Exactly, and the word gets out. And so then you bring them in, and it's about fit. Say, hey, this didn't work out. This guy didn't like you. And as opposed to him punishing you, let's come over here. We'll give you another shot. We'll give you a better shot. We believe in you, and we believe that we actually can highlight what you do. We actually can highlight what skills suit you and show you off, if you will. So I'm on both sides, and maybe it is just one. Right. Maybe you do get one crack at the transfer portal. Maybe it's something that as simple as that. But maybe it is, because I'm tired of Keaton Slovis, and the reason why I knew his name is because I saw it. I was like,
where did he go now?
He just got there.
Right, he just got to West Virginia.
Where's he going now? Do you know?
Pittsburgh? Maybe?
No, I think he started there.
It's funny because our good friend Cody Engel in the WoodwardSports.com chat, who never has anything nice to say. This guy is so miserable. I'm telling you, he's got nothing ever nice to say. That's so rare where kids are moving multiple schools. You are focusing on the rarest part of the portal. Moot point, guys. Get off my lawn talk. And I'm thinking to myself, did you hear what he just said? There's over 1,000 kids in the portal. That is the entire Big Ten Conference. If you put the number of players at Big Ten schools, it's about 1,000 players.
About 16,
about 1,400 kids.
Yeah, about 1,600, yeah. So you're close.
They're all in the portal, the entire...
Yeah. 75%.
It's not some rare thing that's happening these days.
Clown emoji.
Clown emoji. Fire back with the clown emoji.
Clown.
You guys are funny, but that's why I sit on both sides. Cause I've seen people get punished, and I've seen guys deserve. I've seen guys deserve to leave and go different places and not get that opportunity. I've seen guys struggle at an institution. I've seen guys that deserve to leave, but then at the same time, I've seen guys leave for absolutely nothing at all. But they were scared of competition.
Right.
So I'm on both sides.
No doubt. All right. Speaking of both sides, there is only one side. Lions, baby. All Lions. Come on.
But I played for the other team.
I know you did.
I'm still Lions.
Listen, man, I can't, and I don't like wishing days away, but I just wish it was Sunday.
I can't wait for the game.
I can't wait.
Can't wait for the game. And I can't wait for Thursday. This is the first Thursday night game I've been excited to watch in a long time. Why?
San Fran,
because the
Seattle.
Seattle Seahawks are playing.
Come on,
you
Niners.
need a loss.
Come on, Niners.
Oh, man. You'll hear from Dan Campbell coming up. Getting ready for the Jets. You'll hear from him. Our excitement on the Lions. But I'm, to be honest with you, I'm kind of more excited for the
Michigan.
Lions.
I see it.
Michigan.
I can see it.
I am. Can't hold back. But first, a message from
Cousins
Lobster.
Maine Lobster. CousinsMaineLobster.com. You've seen their trucks around Detroit. Get online right now, CousinsMaineLobster.com. Get that schedule because you want this truck to come to your business or your house. They'll even do home delivery for you. Get right there. Book them for a party if you'd like it. Woodward Sports brought to you by Cousins Maine Lobster. Check out those food trucks. They got the lobster rolls, lobster tacos, and more. I had the lobster mac and cheese. I told you about that. The lobster grilled cheese, the bisque. Outstanding. Get on Lobster right now. CousinsMaineLobster.com. Get that schedule in Detroit. Those two great trucks driving around Detroit. Check it out.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
When it comes to making your haircut truly an experience, there's no better place than Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Come to any one of our 26 Metro Detroit locations for an award-winning haircut experience and qualify for a chance to win a down payment for your dream home up to $200,000. Our precision haircut and talented stylists will have you looking good, feeling good, and give you a chance to change your life forever. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
All I want for Christmas is a Lions win, the Pistons in the playoffs, and the Red Wings to dominate. I don't ask for much.
I'm asking for a punt! A single punt!
And I've been really good this year.
Liar!
Oh, you're so naughty. You're so naughty.
Woodward Sports.
The Sports Marketing Agency helps spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast, this is the S Word, and S Word stands for stigma because they're trying to destigmatize mental health. Sean Jordan does an amazing job of giving you the information and providing the content. And I say the conversation's providing you the content. It is okay to not be okay, but when you are, you got to know where to go. You got to know what to look for. And that's what Sean Jordan does at SMA. Go to thesportsma.com. And coming right on that, Ryan, I apologize for that. Good man, it was a loss of a good guy today, man.
Yeah, man, terrible, man.
Good brother, man. I'm talking about great energy, very positive. Stephen Twitch boss dies today. Committed suicide is what it's come out. You just never know what people are going through. I'm talking about a positive brother. I'm talking about you see him on the Ellen Show, DJing, dancing with his beautiful wife and kids. A beloved person by a lot of people. You would have never known that this was going on. And I don't want to be, dark, or I don't want to come down on the show and be dark, but you need to hear these things so you can check on friends, check on family, especially around the holiday season. You just never know what somebody is going through. And that's why SMA is here. That's why TheSportsMA.com is somewhere we refer you to go. Check out the information if you or somebody truly needs that site, man. It's a terrible loss today.
No doubt about it. It heartbroken to hear that news today.
My kids are like distraught. Yeah. They loved him.
And again, somebody you see on the Ellen Show smiling and dancing and feeling
with
so
the crowd
happy
and the energy and get everybody ready. Yeah.
You just can't imagine that somebody like that you see outwardly happy has this internal struggle that they're dealing with something that they don't feel like they can get out of. And man, a permanent solution to a temporary problem. And I'm telling you, man, if you or anybody else has thoughts like this, there is help out there. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is now open as well. 988, you can call for help, or call 1-800-273-TALK, 1-800-273-TALK, or you can even text 988. Want to get those numbers out there because you never know what somebody's dealing with. Just an absolute tragedy. Leaves behind a wife and 2 beautiful kids, 6 and 3.
It's tough, man.
He'd be the last guy. I would think that would be.
You would. And the thing about it is, like some of these individuals, like you look at with Kobe, and I know I'm going back there, and that's a different thing, but you've seen these individuals. A lot of times people ask, why does it hit so hard? You don't even know these people. One, I do know Twitch, but two is when you see people grow up, like he was on So You Think You Could Dance, met his wife on So You Think You Could Dance. We saw that live, and then we saw his movies, Step Up 2 and 4 and 3, and now we saw him on the Ellen Show. So it feels like we saw him grow up, get married, have kids in front of our very eyes. So sorry for his family, but it's always a hard transition, but we got to do it.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it, guys, and we're going to take a break and come back. We're going to talk some football, but we just wanted to get that in because it was so important. So we'll do that now. We will give you a message from the Folding Warehouse.
Folding Warehouse, yes, sir. It's a great game to play and put you in a good mood, especially around the holiday season. You could have your party there, or not. Let me reach down and get my Folding Warehouse pin.
There you go.
That's right. Get on down there. Hamtramck is the place for you. 2 ways to play: $12 unlimited open play, or a private lane reservation for 10 or 12 of your friends. You get the lane on your own for $120, and you get to keep it for 2 hours. Great drink menu, any drink you want, multiple full bars, over 100 beers to offer, and the $2 mystery beer machine. Bring your own food in or have it delivered. Get your fold on, especially around the holiday season. FoldingWarehouse.com.
It's back. Year 3 of Woodward Sports Stuff-A Studio is here. The past 2 years, we've collected new unwrapped toys and stuffed our studio so we could hardly fit in it. This year, we're doing it even bigger. Join Woodward Sports and our whole family December 19th to the 23rd as we stuff our studio. While you're out shopping or just sitting on your couch ordering presents, make sure you grab one extra and drop it off at our studio, 15 Mile in Woodward in Birmingham. We'll be collecting toys around the clock to make sure every child in Mott's Children's Hospital feels the warmth of the holiday season. It's the time of year to do for others. Help us stuff our studio. Special thanks to all the wonderful elves at Meyer and Guardian Alarm for keeping the toys safe. Stuff-A Studio 2022 with Woodward Sports.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Kroger's, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You can get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
As chilly weather approaches, Big Boy's got the perfect comfort meals for you. Try our hearty classic meatloaf or our creamy Cajun chicken Alfredo. These will be sure to leave you craving for more. How about breakfast? Our stuffed potato pancakes are back with our lumberjack, blockbuster, and Santa Fe Garden. These potato pancakes will definitely fill you up. Whether it's for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, come stock up on the perfect comfort meal today. We'll see you soon at Big Boy.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? JB
Oh,
here.
hey, JB.
Hey, what's going on, Ryan? JB
Oh, man,
here.
not a whole lot. Thanks for asking, though.
Oh, of course, always. I'm here to tell you about Planet Fitness and how they're our official studio sponsors here at Woodward Sports, but also they're home to the judgment-free zone where you can work out in a judgment-free, non-intimidating atmosphere. Forget this, only $10 a month. Or you can do yourself a favor and upgrade to the black card with unlimited guest privileges, that hydro massage, and so much more. Join in club today, or you can always check them out at planetfitness.com.
Hey, it's that time of the year. It's time to stuff a studio again. It's our third annual Stuff a Studio. We're collecting unwrapped toys, brand new, and stuffing our studio with it. Next week, join us on our whole family, December 19th through the 23rd, as we do it. While you're out shopping, make sure you grab an extra gift, unwrap it, bring it on over here, please, and drop it off in our studio so our kids will be taken care of. Our studio's at 15 Mile and Woodward. We're in the Lady Jane's Birmingham headquarters. Come on down and say hello to us. We'll put you on the air even if you come during the show. We'll be collecting toys around the clock to make sure every child at Mott's Children's Hospital feels the warmth of this holiday season. Help us stuff our studio. Special thanks to all the wonderful elves at Meyer and, of course, Guardian Alarm for keeping our toys safe.
Listen, we got enough smart guys. They understand what's right in front of us, and that's New York Jets, who is a very tough, physical team, and they're very much in the race. And you're crazy if you don't think they want it. They'll be coming with everything they've got against us, and so this is going to be, this is going to be one of those, man. We got to be locked and loaded and ready to go. I mean, this would be a physical game.
It's going to be so exciting, man. It's great to play December football with games that mean something, playoffs on the line, and every time the Detroit Lions play a football game from here on out, as long as they keep winning week to week, is going to mean something. Dan Campbell at the podium yesterday. Ryan, Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, Tom Mazawey, Fletch, and JB. Just one piece of housekeeping that I want to clear up. So we were talking about Keaton Slovis and JT Daniels. JT Daniels going to go to his fourth school. Keaton Slovis going to go to his third school. So if you mentioned either of those two names, you were right when it comes to the transfer portal. So I just wanted to get those two names cleared up in the amount of times they've been in the transfer portal.
So Slovis has got an extra one in him yet.
Yeah, he's got one. He's got one more.
Here's a funny one for you. You guys ready for this? Oklahoma had a tight end that transferred from Oklahoma after having two decent seasons. Went to South Carolina, was out there with Spencer Rattler. Guess where he's transferring to?
USC.
He's going back to Oklahoma.
Oh, is he really?
So I guess you can go back to where you left as well. The tight end from South Carolina now. He's a pretty good guy. Left Oklahoma, pretty good player. Left Oklahoma, South Carolina, now back to Oklahoma.
You can go home again.
That's the interesting one. I don't think you should be able to go back. Like if you leave, it's like you shouldn't be able to go back.
Well, who's the guy that went back and you said Lloyd didn't wind up playing him?
No, that was Bo.
Oh,
that was Bo. That was one of my dad's best friends, Fred Brockington.
He came back and he just sat him.
Yeah, well, he never left. You talking about saving? Are you talking about Tom Izzo?
That's it.
Tom Izzo.
Yes.
That was Mike Chappelle.
Yes.
But Mike Chappelle didn't start at Michigan State.
Right.
He was committed to Michigan State, decommitted, went to Duke, and then couldn't make it at Duke and left and went back to Tom Izzo. Tom was like, come on.
Yeah, it's classic Tom Izzo. No doubt about it.
Mike Chappelle, so I feel like through.
I'll tell you, this, Maz, you had said it. You can't wait till Sunday. I am rushing through days in anticipation of Sunday. I woke up this morning and thought it was Thursday because I can't wait for Thursday night football to root for the San Francisco 49ers against the Seattle Seahawks because that game is so imperative for the Detroit Lions playoff run. And again, even the Lions can't make the playoffs but this week, but they can certainly be one step closer. And losses right now by the Seahawks or by the Giants or by the Commanders, and even though the Commanders and Giants play each other this weekend, man, the more losses you have, the more margin of error you can have. Right now, it does not look like there is a margin of error for the Lions. They've got to win out. There is a path for them.
Lions have the tiebreaker on both the Giants and Skins.
Yeah, but not the Seahawks.
Not the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Correct.
I think another level of that excitement is, you look at this week, you look at what the New York Jets are. We talked about the season going on. At one point in the season, the Detroit Lions, we were looking for a new head coach, we were looking for a new quarterback, we were looking for a new team, and the New York Jets were rolling. They would beat the Bills, they had beat the Dolphins, they were rolling, they were looking good. Robert Saleh told us all, we're keeping receipts on everybody that had things to say, and it looked like that. Now it's kind of shifting a little bit. They've struggled a little bit on the offensive side of the ball. They've struggled with the quarterback as well as the running game, and so now they're in a position still fighting for the playoffs, but not playing as well. Meanwhile, now the Lions are the team. Now the Lions are the team everybody was talking about, like the Jets and Dolphins early on. Now the Lions have the best quarterback in the last 5 games of their season. Like, the Lions have the best quarterback, is what you guys talked about, how you win games. So you're excited because this is a playoff team versus a playoff team.
Yep.
It's on the road. And this is the one the Lions really need. I mean, they need them all. Let's be smart. They need them all, but this is the one. If they get this one, they're not losing another one. It wasn't the Minnesota game. It was this one all along. If they win this one in New York for the second time this season, they're not losing another game, and that's why you're excited, because this weekend, this can tell you exactly who the Detroit Lions are. I'm glad I will be in the house.
Mike White is going to try to play. He's playing hurt, got a bad rib. Joe Flacco might be moving up on the charts. And
Robert Saleh said today that Zach Wilson will be the backup.
He'll be the backup,
Yeah.
So that means Flacco starting? Or is White starting?
No, White's starting.
White's starting.
White's
Okay.
starting.
White's
Zach
starting.
Wilson will be the backup.
So the Lions might just see Zach Wilson, who's going to try to redeem himself. So we'll see. It's going to be a very hard game to win. I'm going to tell you that right now.
It is, but if momentum tells anything, and I know everything is different week to week. It's a different game week to week. That's why they say any given Sunday. But momentum clearly is on the Lions' side. They've won 5 of the last 6. The Jets have lost 4 of their last 6. Now, there's been a shift in the way we think about the Lions as well. I mean, we're sitting here talking about the Detroit Lions winning 10 games, and oh, by the way, that would mean going 9-1 in their last 10 games,
Yeah.
and oh, by the way, winning 3 of the last 4 on the road.
Yep, and they've never done either of those things.
Who are we talking about here?
Yeah.
I tell you who we're talking about. We're talking about the Detroit Lions, and we're not focusing on the 9 out of the last 10. We're focusing on week by week. Nobody even thought about 9 of the last 10 until you just brought it up. I'm thinking about the Lions being better than the New York Jets. The Jets are on the downswing. The Lions are on the upswing. The Jets can't run the ball. The Jets can't score points. Now, defensively, they're still sound, but on offense, they're an absolute mess, and they're very inconsistent. You look at the next week, the Detroit Lions, they play Carolina or the Broncos, and then the Packers. They're going to beat all those teams. Who has the better quarterback going in all those teams? The Lions do. Who has the best offense in all those games? The Lions do. Who has the best defense? The Lions have won the turnover battle. You've heard it. Dan Miller told us yesterday. The Lions have won the turnover battle in the last 6 games. Jared Goff has how many turnovers in the last 9 games? Something like 3 to 4. They're playing well on both sides of the ball. They are the best team in every game that they're going to play in for the rest of the season. And if they just keep playing as they've been playing, 1 game at a time, 1 game season, you win the turnover battles, and no self-inflicted negatives. Why aren't the Lions going to win out? Why aren't they going to finish 9?
You know what it would take, right?
9-1?
Sweeping the Bears and sweeping the Packers for the last 2 games of the year.
And
both are hot
I don't
messes.
think they've ever done that.
And
I think
honestly,
we can go back in history.
Winning a road game against Carolina, who many people believe the Panthers could win their division at 5-8 right now.
They could.
They're only a game back of the Tampa Bay
Pathetic,
Bucks for first place in that division. Pathetic or not, they're going to be playing a game with probably a division championship still on the line. It doesn't matter if you win a division at 6-11, you can get in the playoffs. By the way, Braylon, you had mentioned the Jets defense. In their last 6 games, this is totally good on good.
Yep.
In their last 6 games, the New York Jets have allowed 17.6 points per game on average. That is good on good, because the Lions' offense has been tremendous of late.
C.J. Mosley, their linebacker in the middle, he's a Mike linebacker. You talk about needing a Mike linebacker. You see why the Baltimore Ravens went out and got Roquan Smith. You got to have that Mike linebacker. That's what C.J. Mosley has been for the New York Jets this year. He has been balling out of control, and he keeps that defense together. You look out there when you're looking at the DBs. In order to stop guys in this day and age, you got to prevent them from getting deep, the wide receiver position. Sauce Gardner is the best DB in the NFL right now, statistically.
He's
as
the next
a
Revis.
rookie, as a same high school as me, Martin Luther King High School, right down the road. You look at the other side, DJ Reed's not playing that bad. Quinnen Williams is the best interior defensive lineman. Well, talking about their last couple with the best interior defensive linemen. They have been playing great on the defensive side of the ball. You asked me early in the year, Ryan Ermanni, do you still need defense to win championship? You're damn right you do. You're damn right you do.
It's pretty apparent, too, because we're going to find out on Sunday what is, I don't want to say more important, because obviously defense is important, but we're going to see just how good the Lions are on Sunday on the road against a tough defense in a hostile environment.
It's a hostile environment, definitely. I've played in MetLife for the Jets when we were chasing playoff aspirations. Teams that come in, it's tough to play there. It's tough to play against those teams. It's tough to play in that atmosphere. The New York Jets fan, Jet Nation, they know what to do and how to get it done. But the only side of that, too, is Ryan and Maz. The Jets don't have players that are ready for that moment, unless it's Joe Flacco who's not playing. They don't have guys that are in that moment that have been there, that know what to expect, know what to do, can hold you at bay. But the Lions do. The Lions are actually walking to this game. The Jets are going to be the nervous one. Jared Goff's not going to be the nervous quarterback. That defense isn't going to be nervous because they're young. They're just excited to play. Dan Campbell's not going to be young, but neither is Robert Salah. So it's going to be interesting. But the Lions are going to be the hunted in that game, I promise you, because the Jets are the ones that are going to have a little bit of doubt over who they are and what they can get done, not the Lions.
I think it's an edge as well, playing their second game at Giant Stadium at the Meadowlands. That's got to help them. They know the wind is going to swirl. That always does in that stadium. And supposedly it's going to be halfway decent in the 30s. That's football weather.
Yeah.
And no snow, no rain. That's all you could ask for. And just do the rest, man. You've already been there. Like the Bills came here and won 2 games. You go there and win 2 games.
But one of the things you're going to have to do if you're going to win this football game, especially in wind like that, and Braylon, you'd be able to tell a 10, 15-mile-an-hour wind. I'm not sure. That's not 20, 25, but still wind matters. They're going to have to run the football. Here's what Dan Campbell says about the run game.
Well, first of all, we got to get better in our run game. We have to have better run efficiency on offense. That's a definite. You know, doesn't mean we have to run the ball more. It means we need to be much more efficient, and we can be with those guys we got up front, our tight ends, our backs, everything. Shoot, our receivers. Everybody's got a hand in the run efficiency. We got to be better. We haven't been as good. Now,
what do you attribute that to, not being as good offense? Because I think they've been running the football effectively, maybe not for ripping off 150 yards a game or anything like that, but they have used the run or the threat of the run to at least open up the pass.
100%, but it's been the inconsistency of who's healthy, who's going to be the guy. Is it going to be DeAndre Swift this week? Okay, well, DeAndre Swift's not going to be the every down back, but is he still going to play in the passing game and third down a little bit? Jamal Williams, how's he going to go this week? Oh, Reynolds is up this week. Actually, let's use Justin Jackson.
I love
and that's
that
what
guy.
I'm saying. Remember when he came, you and I were the two that said we loved him in San Diego, and I said I loved him with the Northwestern Wildcats. Yeah. So they've been so inconsistent in their lineup, whether it's offensive linemen in and out, whether it's DeAndre Swift dancing in and out of the lineup, that they haven't had consistency to be able to start and control a running game. I feel like now you're starting to see this team healthy. They're passing the ball well. People are going to be scared of Jamison Williams next to DJ Chark, next to Amon-Ra St. Brown, and whichever of the 5 tight ends they choose to throw the ball to, now you start running the ball game, and no time like the present in a cold MetLife Stadium to get that thing going.
Hey, side note here, just fooling around on ESPN.com just to calculate the Jets'
chances of winning,
points per game. What I just did in the last 6, they're 17.6 points per game allowed. Mike Greenberg on his radio show today. I think he's been dealing with COVID, but Hembo. You know, his longtime researcher. His longtime researcher.
Sneaky Hembo.
Absolutely. Hembo, one of the greats in the industry, gave his reasons, and this is all audio so I didn't hear it, but gave his reasons why he believes the Detroit Lions are the second best team in the NFC. So I don't know who he has as the first best team. Philly. But then he would I was going to say, then that would mean that the Lions are better than San Francisco, better than Minnesota, better than all these teams. And I'm not here to argue whether they are or whether they aren't.
It's the fact that he's in there.
These are the kinds of conversations that are being had with the Detroit Lions right now. How good are they? And again, it's really difficult to win 9 of 10 games. It's really difficult to win 3 of 4 on the road, which the Lions are going to have to do. It's really difficult to go on this run. They have no margin for error, but if they do get in, man, they are as dangerous as anybody to make it to the Super Bowl. And I really believe that. You can rip me all you want in the chat, and you can do all that. You're crazy. You're smoking crack. You don't know what you're talking about, all that good stuff. Feel free.
Just watch the Bengals last year, like Braylon's been saying. The Bengals were no great team last year. Then they got hot. And now they're one of the best teams in the NFL. Probably should have won the Super Bowl.
And the thing about that is, so you can argue with that whole conversation with Mazawey that I've been saying. You can be like, well, Jamar Chase, Jameson Williams just showed up last week. Well, Joe Burrow, Jared Goff's been playing better football than him on the course of the year. Now, we know Joe Burrow is a much better quarterback, but Jared Goff's had a better season, and he hasn't been injured. You look at it like this and talking about what you're talking about, and I want to give the fans something to think about moving forward. Let's say the Lions don't win out. Let's say they don't go 9-10 and 8, they don't go 9-8. Or let's say they don't go 10-7. Let's say they finish 8 or somewhere along that. Just remember how good this felt, though, and remember what they're building towards, because the Lions are still a team that needs pieces. The Lions are doing this all while still needing 3 levels of pieces on defense, still needing 2 levels on the offensive side of the ball. They get a tight end for sure on that offensive side to help out. And on the defense, you got to have a linebacker. You need a safety, and then you need another defensive interior lineman. They're doing all that without this. So if it doesn't happen this year, be mindful of all that you have in draft capital coming up in 2023. Be mindful of what you saw this year, Ryan and Monty, and how they finished strong and what they are on the precipice of. So if it doesn't happen, I don't want all the Detroit fans going back into the dump. Oh, same old Lions, they're not the same. Because they're showing you that they're different, and what they have coming up in 2023. 2023 could be a very, very exciting year for the Detroit fan. I know it has to be now,
right?
But 2023 is going to be fun.
I think it will be. And I'm trying to, as you're talking, Braylon, I'm trying to think of quantifying success, right? With 4 games to go, how do you do that with 4 games to go? I mean, there are people who were really happy that the Lions went toe-to-toe with the Buffalo Bills and just were in that game. I was not happy with that game because I could point to 7 things that if one of them were cleaned up, they should have won that game. So I was disappointed that they hung with the Bills. I thought they should have won the game because it's one thing to think about a game theory, but to actually see what happened in the game, it was disappointing to me to lose that game. I would like to see the Lions win 2 more games. Yes. I mean, obviously, I'd like to see them win them all. Yeah, obviously, and make the playoffs and go on this crazy run.
8-9, you feel justified.
But if they win 2 more games, man, even if it is Carolina and Chicago, I'm cool with what they've done.
Yeah,
I think that, to me, unless they make some really boneheaded mistakes that blows a football game for them. If Dan Campbell does something crazy and it costs him a game or something like that, then we come out here on Monday morning and we're ticked off about
we'll blast them.
I like to say this. I know this is going backwards, and this is never going to happen, but how many of their losses would you like to go back and have a rematch?
All you need is 1.
No, I'm just saying. Would you like to have a rematch with Philly? Probably not.
No.
Would you like to have a rematch with Seattle?
Yes.
Would you like to have a rematch with the Vikings in that first game?
We just did.
Okay. Would you like to have a rematch with the Miami Dolphins?
Yes.
Yes, the way they're playing now. Who else? The Patriots. You don't think I want another crack at that Patriots team?
And it just goes to show you, Maz, it's not really who you play, when you play them. Because I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't have wanted to play the Jets in the first month of the season.
Yep.
Now I expect to win the football game.
The other thing about the other thing that you got to pay attention to is this: when you watched it this season, what you've learned about it is this: every team makes mistakes. Every team, no team is going to go through the course of a game and be 100%. Teams are going to make mistakes on defense. They're going to make mistakes on offense. They're going to make mistakes in special teams. But the teams that have more players, they have better coaching, they have better Pro Bowl players, they have more studs, they have the Philadelphias of the world. You can't make as many mistakes as them and still beat them. That's what the Lions have learned this year because they're still undermanned to a certain extent. That means they got to play lights out championship football. But next year, They'll be able to make more mistakes as well.
Can't wait. Cannot wait for Sunday.
It's close.
Man. Very exciting stuff. Hey, we can continue some Lions Talk. Also expected to be joined by David Underwood, former Michigan running back, now strength coach at TCU. Also Braylon's former roommate at the University of Michigan. We'll get to him coming up. But first, a message from Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac. All month long at Les Stanford in Dearborn, you can get a 2022 Silverado for just $285 a month, which is $1995 down. Also a Malibu for just $225 a month, $1995 down. You can bring in the new year with new wheels. LesStanford.com, LesStanford.com.
Find new roads.
Find them.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Jeff Okuda and Wicked Awesome Wishes present Hope for the Holidays. Jeff Okuda gives his financial support, time, and love for the city of Detroit with Chad Johnson and his amazing foundation, Wicked Awesome Wishes. Together, Jeff and Chad have been game planning all year long to make this Christmas one to remember for underprivileged children and their families. Special thanks to Lions players Amon-Ra St. Brown, Tracy Walker, Will Harris, and more, along with Lions alumni Lomas Brown and Joyak Bell, and the awesome people at Lighthouse Coolidge Community Building in Oak Park. Together, we'll make sure every child has new shoes, warm coats, hats, and socks, plus free haircuts to help everyone feel their best. And don't forget Woodward Sports' Braylon Edwards, Ryan Ermanni, and Darren McCarty will be there too. Hope for the holidays from Jeff Okuda and Wicked Awesome Wishes. We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
At Alta.
Uptime, it matters.
Uptime matters. You heard them. Alta Equipment's got everything you need to get the job done. If you have a big project coming up, why not give Alta Rental a shot? They got you covered. Call them today at 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-GO, the number 2, Alta.
That's right, and the Monroe Street Midway is here.
It is?
Yes, it is. Here? You need to stop by because they have swapped out the roller skating, the basketball, the mini golf for the giant Arctic slide.
Get out.
Indoor arcade, and get this, puck putt.
Oh my gosh.
I'm telling you, you gotta try it. Yeah, you gotta check it out. Look, it's free to get into the site, and so many activities that go down there. You're bound to have a amazing winter experience. Like, check this out. Winter bumper cars. Have you even heard of
JB, when are we going down?
I'm ready whenever you are. Just let me know. Winter bumper cars. I have never heard of this before in my life. Buckle up for a bumpy ride. Go for a spin, but try not to spin out on the rink. It's brought to you by Rollercade. And yes, this does cost $5, but I'm telling you,
only $5?
Yes, just $5. I know, only $5, and they want to make sure everyone is safe. So they've got a little bit of rider, safety rules for you. Everyone must be 42 inches tall and at least 5 years old. Double riders, you have to at least be 18 years old. Passengers must be at least 3 years old. They want to make sure everyone is safe. But then again, if the winter bumper cars aren't your thing, go and treat yourself to some food that they have down there. I'm telling you, they're serving up burgers, pierogies, homemade chili, chicken sandwiches, mac and cheese bites, and of course, they have gluten-free and vegan options for everyone. So they're covering all their bases down there as well. And look, I know it's getting close to Christmas, and I know he's a very busy man, but he's taking some time away from the North Pole to come hang out with us down here in Detroit. Santa will be down
Fred
there.
Claus? Oh,
yeah.
Santa. I'd rather see Fred.
Santa will be down there taking photos, so definitely go and check him out when you see him. But coming soon, the Woodward Sports Winter Olympics.
Winter Olympics?
Yeah, where you'll be able to
What's
compete.
happening down there?
You'll be able to compete with Darren McCarty, Braylon Edwards.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you got to compete.
What about
man.
Ryan Ermanni?
Ryan, you got to compete too, man. Maz, I didn't forget about you either. You got to compete as well. You're not getting out of this one, man. I'm telling you. And also the heavyweights will be down there as well for the Woodward Sports Family Monroe Street Midway Games. So check them out at deckedoutdetroit.com for all your winter fun. And always, happy holidays from us here at Woodward Sports Network.
Happy holidays!
You're stuck there, huh? Trying to figure it out.
Getting closer and closer and closer and closer.
12 days, if I'm not mistaken.
11.
No, 11. I'm still in the 13th.
And really 10, because don't they Christmas Eve, right? I mean, Christmas Eve, a lot of festivities, a lot of family takes place.
Any Christmas movie watched yet? Any music being played?
We have been doing.
I watched Frosty and of course Rudolph.
Frosty and Rudolph.
Stop animation. I love it.
Home Alone 2.
Yeah, I did Home Alone.
Okay.
Christmas Vacation.
So you know that's my favorite one.
Polar Express.
I called you that day.
You know, I took my daughter Maddie to the movies last year to see Polar Express.
There was the movies?
At the movies.
No,
you got to
kidding.
watch for it because you want to see that at the movie theater on the big screen.
Oh my
with
gosh.
the great audio.
Unbelievable.
That makes a real big difference. Your kids would absolutely love it, right?
Yeah, I bet.
They do some Polar Express ride, like
Yeah,
here
they
in Michigan.
do.
Yeah, like upwards, like up kind of by Frankenmuth or somewhere up in the Bavarian area, and then you stay for an hour, I think, and you come back down. Jeff and his girlfriend and daughters did it. Said it was amazing.
Yeah, I heard about
Said it was
that,
amazing.
Actually. Maybe it was Jeff that told me about it.
It might be because he just did. Might be Jeff.
Oh my God! Well, another one of your buddies is on the line
This
with
is
us
different
now.
right here, man.
Really good friend, former roommate at the University of Michigan, former player for the University of Michigan, and now on the coaching staff at TCU. David Underwood. Dave, how you doing, man?
How y'all doing? Thank you for having me.
What's up, D?
There he is.
What's going on, B?
What hallway you hiding in, man? He's up in the stairwell somewhere trying to get some service. Okay, what's going on with the service? That man must be in the stairwell. What's up, Ryan?
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead,
had
man.
You had to do what, Dave? Go ahead.
Oh, you had to leave the weight room, yeah. Man.
Hey, Dave, one of the reasons why we wanted to have you on, obviously, is talk about the game. But you got to give me something about this guy. What was it like to live with
man.
Braylon Edwards, man?
Snitches get stitches,
Give me something. Give me
Snitches
something
get
I can
stitches.
use and hold against him for many, many years to come.
Oh, man, I tell you what, dude. Hey, he's on you by clean. I'll tell you that much. Make sure that happens. And, Braylon was a great man. There's a lot of music, playing getting White Lightning,
man,
his car
what you know about White Lightning? My first car.
Driving for it, yeah, man, and it was just a great time, being with Braylon. So I tell you, he's a perfect roommate. I'll say that much.
Hey, White Lightning, it's so funny. So White Lightning, ladies and gentlemen, was my first car. It was a 94 Grand Prix that my uncle kept in pristine condition. Shout out to my uncle, rest in peace. But I treated White Lightning, Ryan and Money better than I treated my Bentley. Bentley, I had fries in my Bentley. I had stuff on the ground. But that White Lightning, you couldn't get in it. You couldn't smoke in it. You couldn't drink in it. You couldn't eat in it. You couldn't even get in it. If you weren't Dave, you couldn't even get in that car. I wouldn't let nobody in White Lightning, man. It was just for me. And let my girl drive? Heck no. But, D, give you all, it was a pleasure to have you on, brother, talk about it. When I first thought about it, I'm like, TCU, if TCU with Dave Underwood down on that strength and conditioning staff win, I'm going to be highly upset. I'm going to be highly mad. But talk about it. You guys are a second-half team. Michigan's a second-half team. You guys have fought to the end in pretty much all of your games, with the exception of one. You won them all. Talk about going into this game. Are you scared of you being a second-half team, but Michigan being a better second-half team?
No, I mean, what we're just gonna do, we're gonna do what we've been doing. Is just being detailed, and of course, just take one play, moving on to the next play, whether it's good or bad. Of course, doing our assignments, man, doing what we need to do to get here. We're not surprised by the stage. We're taking taking it head on and accepting it all the challenges. So, we'll be excited to play on the 31st against the Wolverines.
What's that like for you, Dave? I mean, obviously as a former player for the university and now on the coaching staff at TCU, when I'm sure it was exciting to hear your name called TCU in the college football playoff, but then to have your opponent be the same team that you played for, just what put into words what that's like.
Well, me, I kind of was prepared for this. We were number 3 for a couple of weeks. I didn't think we were, I figured we'd go undefeated, and go in 13-0. But with all that being said, we lost, and I felt confident, we were going to stick in the same spot, and play Michigan. So in my mind, I was already preparing myself, for this moment. And, not just thinking it too much, but it's a challenge, for not only for myself, for our players, the program to really show the nation, what we're all about down in Fort Worth, Texas.
Hey, you guys got some great players down there, Dave Underwood, and one of the biggest players that people are starting to now know. People are starting to get familiar with his name, and that's Max Duggan. You see the year that he had on the ground, through the air, and the guy was just lightning. Just has a will, has a huge heart. You can see that. Tell us what we don't know about Max Duggan, the quarterback.
Max is tough. He's one of the toughest people I've ever been around, regardless of down and up. With that started being for that. Whole lineman that out, that open up holes, follow. You just need to keep and we that take no pass.
Hey, Dave, we're having a bunch of trouble. We're having a bunch of trouble hearing our communication. So we're gonna try to give you a call on the phone. We'll try to. I'd love to have a couple more minutes with you. If you've got a couple more minutes, we'll try to get you on the phone. So let's hang up, guys, and we'll try to call Dave Underwood here. It is a remarkable thing too when you talk about these human emotions and human interaction. Because Bray, I mean, can you imagine coaching somewhere? I mean, you bleed maize and blue, as I'm sure 99% of former players do that have worn that helmet, worn those colors, to be on the other side of it. And to see your teammate, or to see your former team against you in a championship type atmosphere, pretty remarkable stuff.
Yeah, 100% is very remarkable, and especially when you go to a team like TCU, you're not thinking you're going to cross paths with Michigan, some team like that. Now, if you go down to Purdue or you go to Penn State, eventually you will have to cross paths. But you're talking about TCU, you never thought you would cross paths, and not only are you crossing paths, you're crossing paths in the first round of the college football playoffs. So doing it that way, it's going to be very interesting for him, and we'll figure it out. Hopefully we get him back.
Yeah, we're going to try to call him next. But first, a message from Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and the Wicked Awesome Wishes. It is a combo. Jeff Okuda and Wicked Awesome Wishes present Hope for the Holidays. It is this Tuesday, December 20th in Oak Park. Jeff Okuda of the Detroit Lions giving his financial support, time, and love for the city of Detroit by teaming up with Chad Johnson and his amazing foundation, Wicked Awesome Wishes. If you know a child or family in need, go to wickedawesomewishes.org, or you can donate on that same website, wickedawesomewishes.org. We'll be right back.
It's back. Year 3 of Woodward Sports Stuff-A Studio is here. The past 2 years, we've collected new unwrapped toys and stuffed our studio so we could hardly fit in it. This year, we're doing it even bigger. Join Woodward Sports and our whole family December 19th to the 23rd as we stuff our studio. While you're out shopping or just sitting on your couch ordering presents, make sure you grab one extra and drop it off at our studio, 15 Mile in Woodward in Birmingham. We'll be collecting toys around the clock to make sure every child in Mott's Children's Hospital feels the warmth of the holiday season. It's the time of year to do for others. Help us stuff our studio. Special thanks to all the wonderful elves at Meyer and Guardian Alarm for keeping the toys safe. Stuff-A Studio 2022 with Woodward Sports.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
Can't get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
Hey, downtown Detroit is all decked out for the holiday season with the return of the Cadillac Lodge in the Monroe Street Midway. I know my wife and her friends were down there last Friday. They had a ball. The Midway has a giant slide, the winter bumper cars, and an indoor arcade. Plus, grab drinks at the Lodge before or after games. Shop, eat, and play downtown all winter long at deckedoutdetroit.com.
All right, good stuff there. You know, it was we were just talking to Dave Underwood, your former roommate as well at Michigan, and talking about Max Duggan. This is a player that maybe so many college football fans around here may not have paid any attention to until the final weeks of the regular season, and certainly you know his name now. Of course, one of the finalists for the Heisman Trophy, and one of the he's a tough kid, man. You see You see that Big 12 championship game?
He don't slide.
Did you see that Big 12 championship game? This dude's a player, and we believe we have Dave back on the line with us now. Dave Underwood, part of the coaching staff on TCU, former Michigan Wolverine player as well. Dave, do we have you?
Yes, sir.
All right, Dave. Just complete your thought on Braylon asked you about Max Duggan. Who is Max Duggan? How tough is this kid? The resilience that he has. Tell me about Max Duggan.
Braylon knows, and I'm going to say this in Coach Carr's voice. Blue Twisted Steel. Tough S.O.B. Period.
Tough S.O.B.
No, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear it. Did you
hear? Yeah, I heard him.
Oh, okay. Say it again, Dave. My apologies.
Yeah, Blue Twisted Steel.
Oh, man, Blue Twisted Steel. Coach would always do that. Dave knows what I'm talking about when they say, hey, John Navarre. Now, this kid Max Duggan from TCU, I'd take him over you, Chad, Spencer, Tom, everybody that's ever played quarterback in Michigan because he's Blue Twisted Steel. It's like, and you knew it to be a joke, but at the same time, it got to you a little bit because he would say it, and you like, man, the hell with that. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to show you that I'm the real Blue Twisted Steel. Dave, another thing we've been talking about on this show, was talking about the transfer portal because it's come up. Keaton Slovis now going to his third school. JT Daniels now going to his fourth school. Guys are transferring at will. It's a good, it's a bad thing. But somebody that I'm talking to you were behind Chris Perry. Chris Perry goes on to finish, third in the Heisman in 2003. Had 2 tremendous years and had a decent year your freshman year. Would you look at Chris Perry and look at your situation as somewhat of a I would transfer situation, or would you stay and tough it out? Because Ryan and I, we're trying to figure it out, man. Are guys just leaving because they're scared of the fight, or do they really have real good gripes?
Braylon, I stood there and I toughed that out, man. And, I think that staying through these adversities, builds character, not only through the football, through these guys' careers, but also in life. And I just figured that some of these guys, they're not giving themselves the opportunity to grow, and therefore they're leaving and for greener pastures. And once they get to their destination, they're finding out that they're the problem, and it just doesn't work out, where they're going. So that's why the transfer portal is flooded right now, and there's a lot of guys they're just sitting here in the pool waiting to be pulled out, and they're going to be there for a while. So I just think that the guys now, they just need to really compete and compete more and learn more, be willing to learn more. A lot of these players, they want the product finished right now, and it's just not the case, in college football.
You know what, David? I'm real glad you said that, because this is more than just about a 4-year. Like, you go to college too to learn life lessons too, right? I mean, would you have changed anything that you did at Michigan, because it seems like it's working out pretty well for you?
No, I wouldn't change it for the world, because Coach Carr always told me, football was a part of my life. It doesn't define who you are. And I was like, Coach, what do you mean by that? Now I see, here I am, I'm on the phone. You know, it was Braylon almost, we met 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm on the phone with Braylon, you know, right now. Roy Manning, I talked to, he's the coach of the linebacker, excuse me, I saw linebacker coach USC. I talked to Roy, you know, on a daily basis, and there's a lot of guys in the Michigan network. Like I just talked to Scott Draper. Scott Draper is the vice president of the Big 12. So I'm like, wow, like I see what that statement meant about those who stay will be champions, because I'm a champion in life. You know, even though I won two Big 10 champions, I'm a champion in life. So I'm seeing the benefit of being a Michigan man and a Michigan degree, because our network is second to none. It's second to none.
Well, you just gave me goosebumps, man. I was like, hold on, you just got me motivated like you used to do back in the day. You know, you talk about those who stay, they've stayed the course, and they are champions. You, myself, Scott Draper, and the list goes on of Michigan champions. Talking about this game one last time, bringing it back into perspective with TCU going against Michigan. What is the big thing that TCU might be worried about as it relates to the University of Michigan Wolverines? And what is the one thing that TCU has that Michigan may not be ready for?
Well, I mean, you know that, you know, Michigan traditionally is a power team. You know, we're just, you know, ready to accept that challenge. You know, Michigan has big guys up front on both sides of the ball. You know, they have great running backs. You know, unfortunately, Blake Corn is out. You know, Donovan Edwards, however, is answering the bell and stepping up to the forefront and leading the team. And I know there's other guys here in the running back room, you know, led by Mike Hart, that are going to, you know, help the team. And so that's one aspect. Also, too, you know, the defense is tenacious. You know, they have outstanding pass rushers, and they do a great job of getting to the quarterback. However, you know, here down south, everybody knows us for speed. So we're just excited, you know, to have the opportunity to go out and display, you know, our attributes what we have down here, what we've been working on down here in Fort Worth, Texas.
Hey, David, last one for you, and I'm curious your thoughts on this. TCU. State of Texas is a big state. It's got a lot of great football tradition in there, but it's TCU that is the first college university in Texas to make it to the college football playoff. Also, in the first year of Sonny Dykes' regime there at TCU, how, you know, we talk about these plans, right? Jim Harbaugh, it took him 7 years to get to the college football playoff and get the program he wants. We talk about it with Mel Tucker at Michigan State here locally. What is it about Sonny Dykes that he got all these guys to buy in year one and make it to the college football playoff and go unbeaten with one of the toughest schedules in college football?
Oh, man, you know, Coach Dykes is an outstanding coach. You know, he really, you know, wants the best for his players. And you know, he really looks out for them and does a great job of looking out for them, making sure the practice schedule is intact. And, you know, just really, you know, pushing the guys, you know, do the best they can in the curves. And however, you know, as a stint draft, you know, led by Kyle Skazati, we're the ones who are really pushing the envelope, pushing the guys, you know, to be detailed and doing the little things that's going to help us, you know, win championships, you know. So, but the combination of Coach Dykes and the strength staff, here we are sitting 12-1 going into the first round of playoff play in Michigan.
David, I wanted to ask you, and I'm not sure if you know him. I think you probably do. Mike Leach passed away yesterday. I just wanted to know if you've ever had any conversation with him, what type of man he was. He sure was a beloved head coach in college, and we're all going to miss him.
Yes, he was. I don't know Coach Lee personally, but I know Roy Manning coached for him at Washington State, and Roy always had a lot of great things to say about him. You know, Mike was a guy, mastermind, you know, the offense, and you know, using five receivers, spreading them all the way out to the sidelines, you know, and getting guys open. So, you know, that's going to be truly missed. You know, the opportunity to really pick his brain and really enhance your offense, you know. And not only that, but just being a great person. I've heard a lot of great stories about him, you know, just meeting with his coaches and meeting with his players. You know, that's a big blow to college football, and he's going to be tremendously missed. Great personality, too.
Dave, well, we appreciate having you on. And just to let you know, because you say I've been knowing you for a long time, yeah, Dave actually and I met on his recruiting trip, unofficial visit, which was the Wisconsin game that I got offered. my scholarship to
Look at
Michigan.
that.
So he was there in attendance when I got offered a scholarship, and that was 2000. So you're talking 22 and a half years. We've been at this thing, and the picture we'll end on once Fletch ever gets it up, because I sent it to him just late, is the picture I sent you, Dave, when I was right in front of the crib at Woodbury Gardens after the Penn State game.
Oh, man. Woodbury
Gardens.
Gardens.
Yeah, it's, when you drive around Ann Arbor, Dave, I wish you had the privilege to do it like I do, because I'm so close still. Sometimes I just go and just drive around. Man, you just drive around places you went, parties you went to.
911 Greenwood.
And there it is. There it is.
Oh, man. 1000 Hill Street.
Hey, man, you just man. First spot Dave and I stayed at actually was Sanderson's house in the summertime. His mom bought the house, Tennessee, 5-star fullback out of Tennessee. His mom had that moolah. She had that cash.
And she let us keep our money, so me and Braylon used to go to what's the mall outside of Detroit B we used to go to? Fairlane Mall?
Yeah.
Fairlane Mall. We used to go to Fairlane Mall. Buy matching fits, matching Jordans shirts, the headbands.
We had all that stuff.
Hey, David, how'd they woo you to Michigan from Texas? How'd they get you out of Texas?
A-Train.
Yeah, me growing up, exactly, looking at A-Train on TV, Tyrone Weaver, I always want to do something, different in my hometown because I'm right by Texas A&M. And Texas A&M been really, they were prestigious, but as far as like the facilities, they didn't have all that when I was coming up. So I always wanted to do something different because the people I went to school with, they were all Aggies. Their parents were Aggies, they were Aggies. Sure. I just didn't like maroon. So when they say hook 'em, when they would say hook 'em horns, when they say give 'em Aggies, I thought they hook 'em horns, just to be spiteful.
There it is. Now
so,
the picture's up.
That's funny.
awesome.
Hey man,
We're glad you came.
them Aggies didn't do much. What were they, top 5 this year and not even bowl eligible?
They got the most
transfers. 3 games. Money doesn't buy everything.
Hey, Dave, next time you're in Ann Arbor, man, we'll do some spots wings. We'll do some, you know what I mean? We'll hit up all
double steak cheese hoagie with wings, bro. You know what?
Oh, you know what time it is. I got you covered. And my mama makes all that mac and cheese you love so much.
I need, hold on, wait. The mac and cheese and the barbecue. I gotta have it.
Say less.
I gotta have it.
Done. Miss you, brother. Love you, man.
We hope to see you soon, Dave.
Love you too, bro.
See you,
hey, next time I see you, we will be on opposite side of the lines and know that it won't be love. After the initial hug, it won't be love.
You know what it is, dude. You know how competitive I am.
You know what time it is. You know what time. Let's get it on.
You know what time it is.
Let's get it on.
All right, David Underwood.
Appreciate it,
Best of luck, my friend.
Good luck, man. Good luck with TCU.
Looking forward to seeing you down the road.
God
All right, David Underwood, part of the TCU coaching staff, of course, former Michigan Wolverine. That was really fun.
Yeah, man.
That was absolutely fun, man.
You build these relationships over life, and I don't think you really understand that when you're 18, you're 19, you're 20. You start to kind of understand once you become 21, maybe that last year in college, where you're like, dang, these are my brothers for life. Like, we met at this moment. Like, this is, I plan on calling him for advice. Hope he can call me for advice. Anything you ever need. You build those moments, man, and they're just great friends. That's what I think college does best. It just introduces you to a world of new people.
David, you know what I wanted to ask him?
What?
Who's stronger, you or Braylon? I wanted to ask him who's stronger.
Me. It's me.
Come on, man.
I did 225 37 times.
He's probably got shorter arms than you.
I did 225 37 times in Michigan.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, damn. Look at you.
Yeah.
Ooh-wee.
Come on, man. I'm big wide out for a reason.
Hey, we're going to go around the NFL. We'll do it next. First, a message from Chili Peppers Tanning.
Oh, yeah. You know it. 27 locations and more on the way, too, right here on beautiful Woodward Avenue. Come on down and get yourself a tan, the cleanest salons in the D. And if you join the Pepper Club, they save you $5 against any competitor on unlimited tanning and more. The hottest bulbs, the hottest deals. The
you got to go to Chili Peppers Tanning right now.
Headquarters. Get down there.
There's barely any outside.
ChiliPeppersTanning.com.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
I'm Dr. Jason Olafson, DC, the founder of the Custom Health Centers, and we've helped thousands of people learn how easy it is to lose weight and keep it off with our customized weight loss and body contouring programs.
With Custom Health, you don't feel hungry, you eat well. My name is Simeon Timbuk, and I've lost 71 pounds on the program.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
Centron is the official energy drink of the Detroit Red Wings, and now for a limited time, you can get your pre-ordered limited edition 6-pack at CentronWorld.com/Red Wings. They're trying to re-energize the community. That's why they've partnered with WoodwardSports.com as well as the 4 Detroit sports teams so that we can re-energize the community with wins and great energy drinks. Drink it, live it with Centron.
Great to be, and you guys in the chat are really funny right now. Really funny.
Hey Ryan, are you there? Are you there, Ryan?
Connection was very spotty at best.
It's such a hard thing to do as a host too, because I don't want to just disrespect the guest, but I don't want to disrespect the listener either. So it was like a catch-22. I'm damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't, because I was dialed in enough to make out what he was saying.
Yeah, we got headphones, so it helps a little.
And I got this thing blasted in my ear so much, so I don't know. We apologize for the quality of that, and we'll try to do better. That's all I can say.
Yeah, we will get better. I mean, it takes time. We'll figure it out, but it will get better. But as it's getting better, we will get more guests, better guests. But good to talk to Dave, miss Dave, love Dave, but some great things that he talked about. We're talking about TCU, talking about not thinking about the game. Well, now we've got some insight behind closed doors. They're a team that believes in themselves. Mm-hmm. They believe in their coach, Sonny Dykes, and that's how you win. Like, that's how you win. Players believing in coaches, players giving out, selling out for coaches in a positive way. I think that's what you saw this year. I mean, you see how hurt Max Duggan was when they lost in the Kansas State game in overtime. You saw the tears on his eyes. He didn't care anything about the Heisman Trophy, in which he finished second. But he didn't care anything about that trophy. He cared about winning that Big 12 championship and going 13-0. Guys like that are dangerous. That's the one thing in terms of the game against TCU. TCU doesn't bother me. I'm not worried about them. They're a second-half team that struggles until the end. Michigan's a second-half team that's the best second-half team in the country. They play extremely well in the second half. They're very physical at the point of attack. They can run the ball and pass, as you've seen. So that doesn't bother. The one thing that scares me, quarterbacks and players like Max Duggan that just will not quit, that just will not give up. They find ways to make plays. He's the X factor for this game. Michigan needs to take him out in a positive way within the realm of the legal. Not legal, but the rules. They got to take him out early mentally in this game.
Michigan should win the football game.
They're going to win, exactly.
Yeah.
But that's the one thing.
I agree.
Every game has a kind of like a caveat.
Game, you know what time it is. Tom Mazawey, it is that time. We go around the NFL.
Got some great stuff for you guys today. Starting with Atlanta. The ATL, man. Last night, we got word that Marcus Mariota just left the team. Basically, we heard he quit. He was replaced by Arthur Smith as the quarterback by Desmond Ridder. They're one of their top draft picks from Cincinnati. And then today, Arthur Smith came out with this statement. Ryan, can you read that for me,
yes,
please?
Ian Rappaport, Falcons coach Arthur Smith tells reporters that quarterback Marcus Mariota will have knee surgery and is headed to injured reserve. Desmond Ridder would have started regardless. I am not a medical expert. I'm just telling you that it had nothing to do with the decision, per Smith. And that is all so weird. I don't even know what to make of it. I don't think they're getting along.
Let's leave it at that.
No doubt about it.
No doubt.
So what's actually going on? So did he leave?
He's basically, what I understand is he wanted out because they replaced him. He still thinks he should be the starting quarterback. From what I understand now is they told him, well, you're not going to be. So he's like, all right,
I'm going
to go get surgery then.
Yeah. Right.
Oh yeah, that happens from time to time. You know, you get a tweak.
Look what happened with our quarterback here in Michigan.
Oh, 100%.
You got replaced.
Cade McNamara.
He's all right. You're cutting me. All right, I'll get my knee taken care of.
I'll get my toe taken care of.
Harbaugh cut me the day after Christmas, and I went and got my knee taken care of down in Miami.
At least he was kind enough to wait until after Christmas. It's a joke.
It wasn't very funny.
Hey,
I'm joking. Shut up, Skip.
Moving on.
Hey, did you see the breaking news that just happened?
I did.
Did you see the sunshine?
Yeah.
I mean,
I haven't seen a blue sky all week.
I haven't seen the sun
all
in
week.
weeks.
Yeah, all week for sure.
Man. He was in Florida.
That's
or California.
5-hour doctor's appointment.
Oh,
hey,
man.
Let me ask you guys a question. If last week, look back at the NFC, who would you have made your offensive player of the week last week in the NFC?
Jared Goff.
Baker Mayfield named offensive player of the week.
I actually hate that. I think that's wrong. I do. I don't like it at all.
Okay.
There were 4 penalties that helped him go down the field on that 98-yard drive. And I don't think one drive makes an offensive player of the week. Now, I don't care about individual awards, but a lot of players have these awards kind of in clauses in their pay.
Escalators, escalators
He
in their
did
pay.
take him 98 yards.
Well, he did, aided by 4 penalties on that drive.
Yeah, okay.
So, I just...
He got off a plane and really didn't know much about the playbook.
I understand it, but that's not the award you give him.
All right.
For me.
Well, let me tell you something. Oh, go ahead, Bray.
I was just going to say, you know what? Everybody loves a feel-good story. And in this one, if you really break it down to a massive saying, like, that guy got off a plane, like, actually took a chance. Like, he caught a flight out to L.A., hoping that they would pick him up. They end up picking him up. He gets 230 and wins the game. You know what the hell? Give it to him. Jared Goff will have plenty more opportunities at the rate that he's playing to win some more of these awards. It's a feel-good story. Baker Mayfield was in need of one because his life wasn't going exactly where he wanted to. So you know what? Congrats, Baker Mayfield.
Brock Purdy would have been a good choice, too.
Yeah, he could have been.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. But I like Baker Mayfield getting it. I'm taking Baker Mayfield.
Here's another Baker item for you.
Oh, no, it was too many.
He is the first player to start at quarterback for 3 teams in one season.
For real?
Yeah.
Wow.
How about that?
For some reason, I guess that is a lot.
Who did he start for?
Well, you got the Browns.
Oh, same calendar year.
Same calendar year.
Same calendar year.
You got the Browns, Panthers, and the Rams.
Same calendar year.
My bad.
Got it.
Hey, speaking of that, I don't have this on the sheet, but it just happened about half an hour ago.
Your boy David Blau.
David Blau has been picked up from the Minnesota practice squad. He is going to Arizona. He'll back up Colt McCoy for the rest of the year. So David Blau now will be on Hard Knocks 2 times in 1 year.
Speaking of that's gonna be interesting too.
That's a record.
His wife's main competition trains for a coach in Arizona for the Olympics, so maybe that adds them.
That?
The funny thing, took him about 2 years or twice in one season. Think about T.J. Hawkinson plays for the Lions and loses to the Vikings. Plays for the Vikings and loses to the Lions.
Unbelievable. That's funny.
It is though. Nobody laughs, but I thought it was funny
because it took me a minute to think about it. I was in a mid yawn.
He's like, "Hey, the hell with you guys? I'm out."
OBJ's story might not have a happy ending this year. Word on the street is he's going to sit out this year because no one wants to sign him and sign on next year with somebody.
Bottom line is, go ahead, Bray.
I was going to say this is smart. A lot of times what happens with these when you're rehabbing, guys try to force the rehab. I remember when I got to that, what do you call it, that anxious stage. I couldn't wait anymore. I was like, yo, my knee feels good. I'm sneaking and playing basketball. I'm dunking. I'm doing backflips. I'm like, I can play. And I kind of halted the progression, if you will, stumped the progression a little bit. And I think that's what happens with guys, especially OBJ, where he's trying to get back and show you guys how good he's going to be in December so he can be locked in January, so he can be on somebody's team in February and host up another trophy. Sometimes you got to listen to the body. You have to listen to the body. The body will tell you. Sometimes you can go more accelerated than you think. Sometimes you got to slow down more than you think. Listen to the body. Inflammation will always tell you the story. Inflammation.
And honestly, it looks like that not only OBJ now, but NFL teams aren't going to sign him.
Right, because let's face it, it's 4 weeks to go. The kid, he's not ready.
But what I'm saying is you're talking about T.Y. Hilton, the corpse of T.Y. Hilton, the corpse of Cole Beasley. These are the types of receivers that are being signed before you. And look, I don't blame
Braylon Edwards.
I don't blame Odell Beckham for not wanting to work out for these teams, because I'm not going to get injured in a workout before you sign me. But at the same time, if I'm a team, I'm not giving you a 2-year deal without seeing if you can run a route or be ready.
I agree with you 100%. As we talked about, I said Jerry Jones. I said, you know what? I understand where Jerry's coming from. If I was Jerry Jones, I wouldn't take OBJ right now. I'd wait in the offseason and see how he's progressing once you get to April, May, June, July. Because you don't even, at this point now, you don't have to sign Odell until August, right? Which is good for him. You don't even have to sign him until August. You can bring guys.
I can really see him in New York with the Giants.
I think that's going to be the best move for him. I think it's going to be a good move for him.
I think that is a great
spot
for him.
Finish your career there. Maybe make Daniel Jones better than he is. I like this. I don't like replay in the NFL. I really don't. But now we're going to stop the clock for this, which I like. Maybe roughing the passer might be reviewable next season.
It should be.
It definitely should be.
It should be. NFL exec Troy Vincent says there will be a healthy discussion about making roughing the passer reviewable. And again, I know it didn't work out with the pass interference penalties, but I think everything should be reviewable. There's just too much at stake now. And I think there should be I don't think you necessarily need the officials in the game to look at it on that little TV. You got a big league office. You make $9 billion a year. Have somebody in New York look at it, buzz down to you.
I agree.
It's that simple. That's how I feel about it. We'll continue to go around the NFL. Much more to get to. But first, a message from Guardian Alarm. They're your local security experts, have been for over 90 years. When you see that black and yellow sign out in front of your house, tells the bad guys one thing: stay out. Whether you are at home or on the road, they're 24/7 local monitoring. Make sure what is important to you stays safe. Call that number right there, 1-800-STAY-OUT. That number again, 1-800-STAY-OUT. Stay out! Tell them Woodward Sports sent you.
It's back. Year 3 of Woodward Sports Stuff-A Studio is here. The past 2 years, we've collected new unwrapped toys and stuffed our studio so we could hardly fit in it. This year, we're doing it even bigger. Join Woodward Sports and our whole family December 19th to the 23rd as we stuff our studio. While you're out shopping or just sitting on your couch ordering presents, make sure you grab one extra and drop it off at our studio, 15 Mile in Woodward and Birmingham. We'll be collecting toys around the clock to make sure every child in Mott's Children's Hospital feels the warmth of the holiday season. It's the time of year to do for others. Help us stuff our studio. Special thanks to all the wonderful elves at Meyer and Guardian Alarm for keeping the toys safe. Stuff-A Studio 2022 with Woodward Sports.
The Sports Marketing Agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
Can't get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
Wintertime in Detroit is always better with comfort foods from Big Boy. Try the classic meatloaf or the Cajun chicken Alfredo. And if you dig breakfast as much as I do, especially out at Big Boy, the stuffed potato pancakes are back, Lumberjack, Santa Fe Garden, or the Blockbuster. Stop by your local Big Boy today and try them all out.
Big Boy.
Hey, Maz, you want to hear something funny?
I do. You know that.
Do you know that Lamar Jackson, the quarterback of the Baltimore Ravens, you know who he is? You've heard of him?
Yeah, I've had him on 2 of my fantasy teams.
Very
and
good.
I lost both teams.
I'm sorry about that.
Thank you for being out.
Lamar Jackson is the same age as Stetson Bennett.
Yes, he is.
The quarterback of the Georgia Bulldogs.
I know.
That is remarkable.
It is.
Absolutely remarkable.
And how long has he been in the league? 4 years? 5 years?
This is his
fifth year?
Fifth year?
Yeah.
Since he won the 2016.
He won the Heisman 5 years ago.
It's unbelievable, man. I think Caleb Williams, by the way, we haven't talked about the Heisman Trophy at all.
Yeah, let's talk Heisman.
I think Caleb Williams might be, this might be as a whole, one of the worst Heismans of all time. Like, as a collective group. There was nobody that really did anything.
Well, look at the voting. I thought the voting was bad. How is Blake Corum 7th?
What do you mean, how is he 7th? Because he didn't play against Ohio State. He didn't play in the Big Ten championship game, and he was hurt at the second half of Illinois. Yeah. It's like, I don't like it, but I can understand how he ultimately.
I agree.
When you say didn't do anything, this is why I have to push back. Caleb Williams, if you look at his stats, he's over 4,000 yards passing. He's over 40 touchdowns. He's over 48 touchdowns in terms of, or 46 touchdowns in terms of total, or the accounted for. He had few interceptions. For all those stats, few interceptions. First year at USC, everybody said USC, including Phil Steele, who came on our show and said, nah, not this year. They almost snuck into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like, they almost were a playoff team. It should have been a playoff team. Maybe if he doesn't get injured and he's out there on one leg after that long run. Max Duggan goes 12-1. He takes a first-year coach in Sonny Dykes to the college football playoffs. You look at his stats. His stat line is ridiculous. And also, he rushes the ball a lot. He runs a lot. He gets his guys going, gets them motivated. It's not a sexy name. It's not a sexy school, but he damn sure deserves it based off stats and what they're ultimately doing. I can see some guys, it's just the problem was the ones that were here that we thought were going to be there, they all faded right towards the end. So it just became a new list of names at the last second. You're like, whoa. It's kind of like your boy Lucky Strike. Yeah. Who is this horse?
Well, yeah, I mean, that is a good point. I mean, Strike. You know what? C.J. Stroud lost to Michigan. You thought he'd be in it. Blake Corum, you thought he'd be in it. He got injured. You look at Caleb Williams, fourth. Michael Penix led the college football in passing this year in percentage.
He's coming back for his senior year.
Michael Penix passing yards, but again, Michael Penix got hurt and still led the NCAA in passing yards.
Yeah.
Where was he? I mean, if you're just purely looking at stats, I mean, you're talking about Stetson Bennett 11, C.J. Stroud 15th, and Max Duggan 16th in passing yards. I think that I was less than enthused about this group of four than anybody than I can remember at any time in recent future.
Can you take your hat off at least to Lincoln Riley?
Absolutely. Third Heisman Trophy winner in 6 years.
Then you have a couple of runner-ups, too?
Yeah, Jalen Hurts went. Yeah. And somebody else. Yeah, Jalen Hurts and somebody else. That's
pretty damn good, man. That's the kind of coach you want to go and play
let me ask you this then.
How many times he won national championship?
I'm surprised Slovis isn't out there.
No. Look at those guys now. Okay? Really great players in college. Heisman Trophy winners. Same system. Nobody's really had a ton of success. I mean,
Hurts.
I'm saying these guys right here. Okay. Baker Mayfield.
Kyler has.
Kyler's been okay.
He's got numbers, but to your point, he hasn't won the playoff game.
Yeah, I mean, and Caleb Williams. Where would you put Caleb Williams? How would you project him to the NFL?
He's got another year.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll look and see. What we saw with Caleb Williams this year, we saw a guy that can go out there and make it happen. We saw a guy that could do it with his feet. We saw a guy that played very relaxed. Caleb Williams is smooth as silk. He fits USC. He fits that laid back. All the USC quarterbacks
plays hurt too.
They're all laid back. Plays hurt. He's not the typical Pac-12 quarterback. Plays hurt. It's a tough guy. That run that he had in the Pac-12 championship
against 70 yards, 80
it's a hell of a run.
Yeah,
like that's a hell of a run. You could tell people played some running back in his time. Hell of a player. I think he has a great shot. This is why he has the best shot right in mind. Let me answer your question with this. I danced all around forever. Now I'm off the dance floor, but here I'm coming back for this. Because coaches in the NFL now, they bring you in and they meet you in the middle. They meet you where you are. We talked about what Nick Sirianni did for Jalen Hurts. We talked about what Mike McDaniel did for Tua Tagovailoa for the majority of this year. I think we look at Greg Roman, what he did as an offensive coordinator for Lamar Jackson for Lamar's first 4 years. I think coaches are no longer bringing you in and trying to fit you into a mold. Like, hey, we know what you did over here, but we're going to ignore everything that you did that made you great and try to fit you into this mold. NFL coaches aren't doing this anymore. They're like, look, why was Baker – well, this is what they would be now. Why was Baker Mayfield successful at Oklahoma? Let's do that here in Cleveland. Hey, why was Kyler Murray successful at Oklahoma? And, let's do that here with the Cardinals. coaches are starting to do that, and that's why I think a guy like Caleb Williams, whoever drafts him, he's going to be a damn good quarterback wherever he goes, because I believe that's the new thing. I'll meet you where you're at. I won't tell you what you're not. I won't keep talking about what other people are saying, why you can't do this and what you can do. I'm going to tell you what you can do, and I'm going to keep telling you and keep telling you and keep telling you till you're tired of it and you believe it.
I think one of the reasons why I just hated this crop of Heisman winners is because I just
feels forced.
Well, I just hate the fact there's 4 quarterbacks. Like, just call it the Davey O'Brien Award. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
couldn't you put, Will Anderson or
Who won that? Was it Max Duggan?
I don't even know. Or this Jason Taylor
Max
kid
Duggan
from
won.
Jason
Yeah,
Taylor
he won the
from
Maxwell and
Oklahoma State, the safety from Oklahoma State that had just a killer year, or Will Anderson, or maybe I don't know. I just hate the 4 quarterbacks. There are other positions.
The way that it used to be.
Fletch, put up the all the award winners, the college football award
The way that it
winners,
used
while
to
we're
be.
talking.
The way that it used to be, it was the best team. It was the best player on the best team. Like, and a lot of times I was going to be the running back.
MVP.
And exactly, it was going to be the MVP.
Is that what the Heisman is?
It used to be that. Like, when you're looking at Bo Jackson was the best player on the best team in 86. Herschel Walker was the best. Well, could have been Eric Dickerson, but that's up for debate.
Yeah.
But Herschel Walker was the best team, best guy. Charles Woodson, best player, best team, and the list goes on. Danny Warfel, best player, best team. Charlie Ward, best player, best team. It used to be that. It needs to get back to that. You need to be the best player on the best team or arguable best team. You know what I'm saying? If you're looking at USC and Caleb Williams, I don't have a problem with that necessarily, because he was the best player on the team that could have been the best team, but it needs to get back to best player, best team.
Here's my 4. You ready?
Yeah.
If I was voting for the Heisman Trophy
This year?
this year,
Okay.
I'd go Caleb Williams, Max Duggan, Bijan Robinson, Will Anderson.
Yeah.
That's what I would have done.
Didn't Will Anderson have a down year?
He only was like the defensive player of the year in college football.
I get it, but I thought he had a step down year.
He did, yeah, but he had 15 and a half sacks last year. So step down is what, 13 and a half is still.
Maybe a step down compared
but
to what.
To your point, yes, he stepped down in terms of stat-wise, but he still had
It
a
was
mean
so
year.
high last year. What did Caleb?
But here's the thing: you said
Williams
Bijan
had
Robinson.
10 sacks. Yeah.
Texas, they faltered at the end. So like, do you?
I understand, but he won the Doak Walker Award for the best running back in the country, and he brought back Texas has been a crappy football team for the better part of 15 plus years. He has brought that helped.
Do you know how many wins Texas had this year?
What, 9?
What'd they end up with? No, I'm asking.
I think like 9.
We ended up with 9.
I think so.
Okay.
Let me see. I gotta go back, but I thought they won like 9 games.
The only thing I say about that is if you're gonna have a running back, because of what we've seen, if we see all the running backs that we've seen not make it to the Heisman, or make it to the Heisman and not win or not get voted second. I mean, you're talking about guys like Toby Gerhart, who had 2,600 yards and 28 touchdowns. You're talking about Melvin Gordon, who had 28 touchdowns and 2,600 yards. You're talking, the list goes on. For Bijan Robinson to be there for me, you have to have 2,000 yards and 20 plus touchdowns. I think that's fair, because you look at what Derrick Henry did. Derrick Henry had 2,400 yards and 28 touchdowns. Like, you got to do something spectacular, because everybody has yards nowadays. 1,600. Blake Corum had 1,600, and he didn't play the last 2 games.
14 something.
1478.
Yeah. No, I mean, almost the same exact thing. So Bijan Robinson had the exact same stat line last year as who's the Michigan State kid?
Kenneth Walker III.
Kenneth Walker III. Like literally the same one. 18 touchdowns, 1,580 yards, 1,600.
3 less wins.
And 6.1 yards per carry.
3 less wins and no signature game, I think, is a big one for
Brian,
him.
do you think your guy, J.J. McCarthy, competes next year for Heisman?
No. I don't.
Because Caleb's coming
I
back.
think it's going to be Donovan Edwards next year.
Okay.
Or Corum or whoever. Whoever the running back is.
Corum's going to the league.
If Corum goes to the league, I think Donovan Edwards becomes that guy.
Corum can't stay. You're looking at if Corum came back and had 3,700 yards next year, it is not going to change his draft status this year or next year.
He's still a second-round pick, probably.
It wouldn't change.
Third.
Yeah.
In fact, it'd go down, because now you're looking at a guy that has more wear and tear.
Yeah.
Right.
NFL looks at all that.
That's what they said about Jonathan Taylor.
100%. That wear and tear. That's why he left his third year. Because Jonathan Taylor could have came back his senior year and broken all of college football's records hit from his school, which is Ryan Dane holds them all. He could have broke that.
Got to get to a break. Fletch tells me I got to get to a break, so I'm going to do what Fletch says. And I'm going to tell you about Custom Health Centers. Get your customized approach to weight loss. Think of all the ways. That's right. Looking good over here. Think of all the ways that weight affects your health. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. Custom Health Centers has over 20,000 success stories. I would like to believe I am certainly one of those. Start losing weight today. Call Dr. Jason at Custom Health at 844-789-THIN. That number again, 844-789-THIN.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Jeff Okuda and Wicked Awesome Wishes present Hope for the Holidays. Jeff Okuda gives his financial support, time, and love for the city of Detroit with Chad Johnson and his amazing foundation, Wicked Awesome Wishes. Together, Jeff and Chad have been game planning all year long to make this Christmas one to remember for underprivileged children and their families. Special thanks to Lions players Amon-Ra St. Brown, Tracy Walker, Will Harris, and more, along with Lions alumni Lomas Brown and Joyak Bell, and the awesome people at Lighthouse Coolidge Community Building in Oak Park. Together, we'll make sure every child has new shoes, warm coats, hats, and socks, plus free haircuts to help everyone feel their best. And don't forget Woodward Sports' Braylon Edwards, Ryan Ermanni, and Darren McCarty will be there too. Hope for the holidays from Jeff Okuda and Wicked Awesome Wishes.
Time to talk about my man, Michael Phillips. Yo, if you want to invest, buy, or sell a home, he's the guy in the place that you do it. Keller Williams Legacy out of Dearborn. Family environment, make you feel that community spirit. But guess what? They also get you paid and they also get you to the right house. Whether you're a player or a fan, helping you buy or sell, remember, it's his top priority. 313-403-0011. Game on.
Guys, wanted to acknowledge, be remiss if we did not acknowledge Alexander Ovechkin of the Washington Capitals. 3 goals last night, a hat trick against the Chicago Blackhawks, including goal number 800 of his career. He is only one back of Gordie Howe for second on the all-time list. 94 goals shy of the great one, Wayne Gretzky. He is only 37 years old, and I say only 37 years old because you look at what LeBron James is doing in the NBA and Tom Brady doing in the NFL. This guy, and hell, even Jaromir Jagr is still playing somewhere.
He's 50.
700. This guy has no signs of slowing down.
And how sad is it that he's on the Capitals? We don't even know him.
He's 5th in goals this year.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's like just at the tail end here hitting 3,000 or something like that.
If you're not dead following hockey like a hockey nut, you don't even realize what this guy has done.
Alex Ovechkin has been my favorite player, and this is one of those LeBron moments where I'm telling you when I knew the moment. Alex Ovechkin has been my favorite player of the new era, and he's no longer in the new era. Now it's Connor McDavid. Now it's Austin Matthews from the Toronto Maple Leafs. But he's been my favorite player because he came in with Sid the Kid. They were the new guys in the league. It was like Sid the Kid. So Alex Ovechkin, you had Sid the Kid. He was handsome. He was fast. Not really a good fighter. People take up for him. Alex Ovechkin was an ugly guy that didn't care. He was a great hockey player and played both ways. I love that about him. He just gets it done. Doesn't matter if he has teeth. Doesn't matter if he has hearing. Doesn't matter what goes on. He goes out there every night. He competes at the highest level. And they finally won, 3 years ago? They finally got it done. They won the chip 3 years ago. So shout out to him. He's doing it. And a hat trick. to get to 800, something special.
So I'll say this. Obviously, I know your answer, Bray. You wanted to break all the records. You wanted to be the best, right?
Records are made to be broken. I mean, look at Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Nobody thought that record would be broken. It's going to get broken this year by LeBron James. Records were made to be broken.
I'd rather him not pass Wayne Gretzky. I just put him on a different platform.
But the record doesn't change Wayne. Just
I know
like
it doesn't.
Just like for Kareem, like
I know
LeBron passing Kareem doesn't change what the captain did.
Can I just say that no matter what Alexander Ovechkin does, he will never pass Wayne Gretzky. He is unpassable. Wayne Gretzky has more assists than anybody else has points combined.
Yeah.
If you just want to quantify how great Wayne Gretzky was, Wayne Gretzky had 2,857 points. Okay? Alexander Ovechkin right now has half that. He's got 1,400 points.
Wow. Yeah.
I mean, no matter if he gets to 900 goals or 950 or 1,000 goals, it's still, when you look at the total picture, it's Wayne Gretzky is so far above. So even if he gets to 1,000, okay, let's say that Alexander Ovechkin gets to 1,000 goals. That's 200 more points. That puts him at 1,600 points. Still 1,200 points behind Wayne Gretzky.
That was always that was always the biggest stat that I heard. When talking about what stat is the one that you can't break. What sport has the stat that you can't break? And I said it's always going to be points in the NHL because the distance between Wayne Gretzky and number 2 was enough to be number 1. Yeah. The distance between number 1 and number 2, it's amazing. Enough to be number 1.
1,963 assists for Wayne Gretzky. Gordie Howe is second in points with 1,850. So Wayne Gretzky has 113 more points, or excuse me, 113 more assists than Gordie Howe, who's second in the NHL, has points.
By the way, Gordie Howe is next up on the list with 801. So Ovi goes after his record next game. Speaking of Gordie Howe,
do those goals from the Vipers count?
Yes, they do. I was at his last game. Have you seen the bridge? The bridge is up. The Gordie Howe bridge,
I've not seen
is up. I saw pictures of it yesterday. Picture? They're starting to build the actual road, the platform across now. If you guys didn't get a chance to check on it, you've got the 2 stanchions already in the Detroit River. And it's amazing how they make a bridge. And I go back, I'm always looking at old pictures of how they make the tunnel, Lincoln Tunnel, George Washington Bridge, the Mackinac Bridge, all of that. It's just amazing to me.
I don't get paid the 401.
I understand that. I just had to put that out there.
It's 4 o'clock, man.
Ryan, take a walk.
4 o'clock, man.
Take a walk.
Man, close it out.
No, I'm done.
Yo, we appreciate you guys. We had a great show. Thanks to my man David Underwood. Big ups to Dave Underwood again. JP Fletch, hell of a show by you, brother. You were working all around the clock. You were doing everything. I saw both hands moving. Ryan, love you, brother. We are out of here. We're gone.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.